Good morning, everyone. If I could have your attention, please. We're going to get underway at 9 o'clock, but I just want to bring up the mayor for a few words. He has to be in town by 9, so the mayor of the city of Boston, a dear friend of the firefighters, and he's a great friend of mine. I've known him for over 20 years, and he cares about everybody. He cares about the citizens, and he cares about first responders. So please give your attention to the mayor of Boston, Mayor Walsh.
Thank you, Richie. I'm going to be quick. I have a whole speech that I'm not going to give. I just want to thank the firefighters, first of all, for putting this program together. This is an incredible program. I want to thank the police and all the first responders that are here. You know, it's encouraging to see over the years the addiction world changing as far as advocacy. And I'll just tell you real quickly, 20 years ago I got elected state representative. Some of you in this room met me at the State House. You explained to me about addiction. You explained to me about money into halfway houses, into treatment programs. And that's what we did for a long time, trying to get money into those programs and fund those programs. There was some advocacy out there. More was an advocacy group that was out there then and still is. There was a whole bunch of other groups that were out there, but it really wasn't to the magnitude it is today. Over the last 3 or 4 years, watching people deal with addiction differently is incredible. Engagement center. We have an engagement center in the city of Boston. We changed our hotline to 311 so people can call in. We have our firefighters following up on houses with people with overdoses. We have our police department following up. We have our EMS following up. We have Narcan in our vehicles. There's so much difference today when we think about addiction, how we treat it, and how we go at it. So I just want to quickly say thank you to everyone in here today. Everyone in here has a role to play, and I know that sometimes it gets frustrating. Sometimes I get frustrated because, you know, when the press comes in, they don't fully understand the disease, and they tell a story one way. And you know, they tell the sad story of the athlete who got caught on OxyContin. They tell that story all the time, but they don't equate that to what's happening on Melina Cass. They think it's two different situations. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's addiction. And I just want to, again, thank all of you for being here. I want to thank Richie Paris for opening up the hall today for us. I want to thank Commissioner Joe Finn. Joe came to me with faith, very excited, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, talking about what this program means. And Joe, who's not in recovery, but understands recovery, that's what we need. We need more of. We need more Joe Finns that are not in recovery, that understand recovery, that need to understand how we fight this battle one person at a time. I want to give a couple shout outs to a couple people. Willie Osterguy's here, he's around somewhere. I want to thank Willie. Willie was sidelined for a little bit. He's back on his feet, probably out talking out front, whatever he's doing. So I want to, where is he? He's over there making coffee. He got a second job, so he's a coffee maker over there. Thanks, Willie. I want to thank Willie, a dear friend of mine. I'm going to tell you how recovery works real quick, and I don't need to go too long, but about, let me think how long ago it was. About 12, 13 years ago, I was taking a guy, myself and a friend of mine, Danny Ryan from Savin Hill, was taking a guy to detox, and we went over to the SOAR program. We were over seeing Ludi Young, and we're over with Ludi, and we started talking about different things, and trying to get this kid into detox. And there was a guy sitting in the chair in Ludi's office, and he was there, a black guy, and we started talking to him, and so we got my guy into detox, and the other guy needed to go in a halfway house. So I called Joe Timothy. Joe Timothy told me to call Whitey. I called Whitey, and I said, Whitey, I got a guy that needs to get into a detox, into a halfway house. Whitey said, bring him down right now. So I threw him in my car, I drove down the alleyway, dropped him off off of Mass Ave, dropped him in there, went to the detox, brought the guy back. Long story short, about a year and a half goes by. I see Whitey at an event, and I say, Whitey, how did my guy do? He goes, let me tell you about your guy. This was on a Sunday that we dropped it. It was a Monday we dropped it. It was a long weekend. Dropped him off. He said, your guy was refused admittance into the house Friday because he had been in the house twice. He went to the house. I dropped him off. He never asked me for a name. I just dropped the guy off. The guy got sober and graduated the program. Fast forward. I'm running for mayor of Boston. This gentleman who I brought in, his name was James T. He announced me at my kickoff when I ran for mayor of the city of Boston. You think about recovery, you never give up on anybody. And I want to thank Whitey for not giving up on James T. and taking that call that day. And lastly, I want to just thank Father Uni's here. I want to thank Father Uni for his work. I don't know if Father Joe White's coming. I want to thank Father Joe White for his work, because these guys walk the walk. They do what they need to do spiritually, and they also will throw somebody in a car and bring them somewhere. So thank you, Father. Thank you all for being here today. I'm sorry I have to leave. We have something at the apartment house. I'd much rather stay here, but I have to go there. Thank you.